Hello, dear Aviators. You're listening to The Right Rudder. I am your host Abdullah, and this will be our third episode. Today, we will talk about choosing a flight school and the program that you will study. So, some tips, and the choice will be all yours. You see, to achieve your dreams, you need to have a method, and you have to know what your dream is specifically. So for us, it is becoming a commercial pilot, flying a jetliner or a business jet maybe, but flying, getting paid to fly. That is our dream. Getting paid to fly. You see, dears, aviation training and becoming a pilot is quite an expensive endeavor. Becoming a pilot requires money, and not everybody can afford it. So, what are the different ways? One is to go through state. Many countries have state programs and university programs for which you need to pass extensive tests and screening programs to join, and thereafter you will have to pass university subjects. You would have to study ground lessons for 1 to 2 years, and then only you will start initiating your flight training. It will take longer and it is much rigorous, but it's free. Another way is to become a cadet for an airline, to join a cadet program. In this way also, you will have to pass rigorous screening tests. So, an airline is looking for pilots and wants to train their own pilot. They will put up an advertisement. You will join, let's say you pass the test. Then the airline will pay for your training. So you will go through the training either with the airline's school, or they will send you to a school and they will pay for all the expenses. In return, you will sign a bond, an agreement, 5 years, 4 years, something of the sort, that you will work for that airline to return their investment. This is an amazing option because it gives you a guaranteed employment, which is not very common in any field, not just aviation. Let's say you cannot do these options, then the other option is to go private. You will fund yourself, either through your own money, your parents, or a loan from the banks. Even here, you have 3 different options. These 3 different options are going through a modular, integrated, or an MPL program at a flight school. Just a simple search in the internet and you will find hundreds, if not thousands, of flight schools around the world which you can choose. So, first and foremost for you is, which kind of license do you want? Which authority will issue your license? And which one is the most accepted one? And in your country or your desired airline wants which kind of a license? So we have an EASA license, which is European one, recognized by the whole EU member countries and many countries around the world as the highest standard, most commonly recognized as the highest level of standard. Or FAA license, Federal Aviation Authority, based on the requirements of United States. That is also a recognized license. Another one is ICAO license, International Civil Aviation Organization. Or a country issues a license themselves. Obviously, you can always convert between these licenses. Say you have an FAA license and you want to convert to EASA. You would have to pass the 1480 PL subjects and do certain number of flights to convert 15 hours of flight to convert your license fully with all associated ratings. Okay, let's say you choose EASA program in your country or the airline you want to go to, or just yourself, you think EASA produces good pilots, you choose EASA. Now there are three choices for you to finish and get the last license. Going through a modular program, an integrated program, or an MPL. I will tell you what are the differences. A modular program is basically modules, right? So you go through PPL, you get a PPL license, and then you go IR, then you get an IR rating, it's in your license. Then you do CPL, you have a CPL, then you do multi-engine, you have multi-engine, and so on. Each module. This one has a lot of flexibility. You can have choice, you can work at the same time, you can extend the time, and you have flexibility in terminating the training or changing flight schools. Because at any time when you get your PPL, you can change, or you can finish your IR and then change. It provides a lot of flexibility and is considered to be cheaper because you'll receive less theoretical and flight training in same parts. Some parts I will tell you about it that will save you some costs. On the other hand, we have the integrated program, which is a continuous course of study. You have to join and be an active student. You are scheduled and everything is taken care of for you. So in this course, you don't get licenses. You will get your license only at the end of the program. So you will go through the PPL and you do some solo hours, then you join IR, you do like around 96 hours of IR training on a single engine, and then you do your multi-engine and CPL on a multi-engine aircraft, and then you will go for MCC, multi-crew cooperation, and jet orientation course, and then you get your licenses. And in this course you don't get a PPL, you get directly a CPL, IR, CPL and multi-engine IR with MCC and JOC. More expensive, usually faster, and highly recognized, but no flexibility. It is really hard to change your school if you change mind here. So if you go integrated, you really have to be sure. MPL. In the MPL multi-pilot license, this program is always done by partnership with an airline. So, and the training is tailored for that airline. In this course, you go immediately on the jet and you practice 500 hours and become a first officer. You don't get a PPL and like CPL and so on. You get a type rating at the end. It's quite expensive, but here also you will get a sort of a job guarantee. It's still not a widely recognized license, but it is an option. Alright, let's say you choose modular, integrated, or MPL. Now you have to choose a flight school. And this is a really important step because remember, you're spending a lot of money and it's about becoming a pilot. It's a one-time thing. It's not that you can go and like do your bachelor and not to go to school and then join for masters in a better university. No. Actually, the PPL part is the most fundamental part where you learn all the basics. So how to choose a flight school? You have to look out for certain things. Do not trust the website only, because there could be schools that spend a lot of money on marketing or just put up a good image. It's like a products with good packaging. And then you open and the food is rotten. So take a look, read the material on the website, look at their fleet, see what kind of fleet are they employing, what kind of aircraft do they have. Do they have analog or glass cockpit aircrafts, meaning digitalized systems, or still the classic ones? How old are their fleet? See their prices, see if something smells fishy. If they are much cheaper than other schools, usually something is wrong, because you cannot really reduce the price so much in aviation. It's more or less the same across few thousand euros up and down, not tens, few. The price has to be within the mean. Look for the fleet. What kind of aircraft do they have? If you have the option, go there. You should go there before you start your training. Go to the flight school, talk to the students, see the facility, ask to see the aircraft and the airport that they're operating from. That is really important. Preferably, you want this school to have a permanent base in a controlled airport, in a paved, controlled airport, so that you can get the actual experience to become a commercial pilot and operate in that environment. What you don't want is the school to be based on a grass runway in the middle of nowhere, where you will be basically a hobby pilot. Second is their theoretical training. How is it being taught? Who is teaching it? Is it being taught by highly experienced and professional people in each subject, or is it randomly taught? You have to look out for that as well. Another factor is see if the school offers simulators. Flight simulators. There are some schools who offer different types of simulators, and they have a full flight simulator, full motion, and FNPTs. You have to look out for those, because preferably you would want to be able to do everything in one place. See, if a school has like good fleet, not old, new fleet of Tecnams, Diamonds, whatever it could be, even Cessnas, and they have good simulators, you have the option to do all your training in one place. On good aircraft that you don't have to worry about your safety, that is digitalized, the same thing that you will use more or less the systems that you will use later on, and the simulators are right there, and all of your exams, everything will be provided in one place. So it facilitates your training. You can go much faster and learn efficiently, and they have like rooms and so on. Then you have to look out for their instructors. See what kind of instructors do they have. Usually good schools and reputable schools have experienced instructors in their crew. See, an instructor, who is a flight instructor? These are student pilots who finished and they took on a flight instructor course. Really, a flight instructor is nothing but their experience and their teaching. How much experience do their instructors have? That will be how good you will learn. The more experience they have, the better they're able to teach generally, and the better you will learn, and the safer you will feel. Then check their reviews on the network of Professional Pilots Rumor Network, PPRUNE, PPRUNE. So you have to search it there, Professional Pilots Rumor Network, and find out what others are saying about this school, because that's the place where you can find the most raw and correct reviews, and then only choose this school. And do not hesitate to ask for specific things, to see their, like if they have, most schools have e-learnings, to see their content, to talk to their students, to talk to an instructor, to see the inside of the aircraft. If you're not able to go there, your best chance is to talk to students who are flying there. Usually they have the social medias, so you can go to social media and you will see who is a student and not. So I hope that helps you in choosing a proper flight school. You should always compare at least a few flight schools with each other. It's also like a university. See, some universities, if you have graduated from Harvard and you go to do a job application, it is more reputable than a Fillingish, like a university in the middle of nowhere, because that institute has set up a name for itself as a reputation that they are able to produce good, work oriented, knowledgeable individuals in any field. So if you are graduated from CAE Oxford, airlines know these training facilities and they trust them because of the history of the pilots that they put out. The institutes, obviously they will be much more expensive, but there are good flight schools that are affordable and reputable. Reputation is everything. Cheapest option is never the best option in aviation. Remember that. You might save costs, but then when you want to find a job, you might have problems. Alright guys, that is for me. Over and out.